Guys,
But in this instance, there was just one.
there's only one way.
I was incorrect.
See, there's two. See, what we were trying to do was figure out, like,
I don't know what to do.
when it says two waiting, is it actually two?
I think
And
it
it's
is
two.
actually two.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
What is up?
Um,
Okay, it's asking me if I want to try YouTube Premium.
and you won't
No.
say that money goes to the fertility clinic. I'm just waiting. Hey Clancy, what's up, Clancy? Clancy, you dropped off for a minute, but then I've been seeing you around again. Hey, Let It Go, it's good to see you. Hey Casey, Let It Go, it's really good to see you. Angela, you too. I'm glad to see all of you, but you two in particular, I'm glad to see. Let It Go is a lot like, hey Draft Horse and Marge, Let It Go is a lot like me when I say I don't shit can friends just because other people stop being friends. I don't just throw them away. I have to see it, and you know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I did used to do that with a former friend that I had on here a lot. It's no longer my mentality. I can't, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I do want to turn this light on. I just don't. And Sean doesn't give a shit about anything.
I don't. I mean, the whole time it's like Mandi is actually starting out this live stream by saying that, and because it means something to her.
It does.
To me, I've always warned her that in with the tide, out with the tide. You're going to have a small circle of people that you kind of bond with and that you're going to tell anything to, and she knows who those are for her, and there's going to be other people that just...
Good on you, Clancy.
A year from now, if you look at the landscape 3 months ago, you look at who's going for who, who's talking about who, and who's going after who. There's a reason why that we don't really like go on live streams and go on panels and stuff like that, because it's like, I don't keep up with what's going on.
Yeah.
So when somebody says, hey, do you want to go on panel, or do you want to come on, on the live stream? It's like, well,
hey guys,
maybe in a little while, but not right now, because it's very dramatic.
Well, lately it has been. Will you share it to Twitter? I can't even find how to
see.
Share it
This is you see how it says 30 some there, but only 11 here.
Well, maybe a couple people will share it out for us. Is how many are watching? 37. I'm just gonna, and it's not gonna be like nasty, but I want to put it right out here about Boho. Girl, all through our DMs were lots of times of you assuring me that we were friends beyond YouTube, that YouTube doesn't matter, that we're friends, that all of it can go to, waste, but we're still friends. And a lot of people warned me about you, and I still stuck by your side. So the fact that when you did your block or you're gone, it's like the adult version of running away from home, because everybody knows you'll be back. When you made that ultimatum that people needed to profess their love for you, or you were going to block them, I did the courtesy of just doing it for you. And then I don't see a lot that you say. I got a screenshot the other day of something that you had said. I can't even remember now, which that shows you how much it matters. But I do want to remind you that you told me that you were my friend through and through, no matter what.
Yeah. But then again, I kind of was like, just be careful.
Yeah, just be careful.
Just be careful, because that kind of stuff happens.
Yes, Angela. Angela said you did stay by her. And even like, Angela's another person. She has never, ever expected me to end a friendship with anybody based on her perceptions and her her thoughts on what might be going on. She's never, ever asked me to do that. So that's when I gotta dust the fan. That is I wanted to right off the bat do that about Boho, because I have been seeing some of the things that she's saying. Her new mantra is, unless you've walked a mile in her shoes, talking about
Letitia.
And I'm like, Boho, she literally talks about ending her child's life in utero. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
Whatever.
some of us have never walked a mile.
And I'll
in those
never get a
shoes.
chance to walk a mile because I'll never be pregnant. But that doesn't mean
so you know, it's who you're riding with now. Yeah, there you go, flirt. Like, just it's hard for me. I'm over. They call her Letitia. That it's funny, but it's hard for me to say because I don't. I think that she is extremely. If Sean has a funnier version how to explain it, but I think that you want to talk about someone. She's horrible, but someone who gives zero.
And
that's a one.
That is the thing that when I watched her, I have noticed that the difference between her and somebody else that we know. I mean, they talk about her. First of all, she didn't freeze any puppies, I don't think.
Yes, Casey.
I don't think she did. But if she did, someone else killed dog too.
Hey, Wax Boss.
You know what I'm saying? Someone else.
Someone else beats knives to help
there's a
dog.
lot of parallels. The difference is you've got one over there that listens to everything that y'all say or we say. We're all the same community, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and she interacts. Letitia has contempt for everything.
Yeah.
She's a very good troll that acts like she does not care about anything, any interaction that she has with anybody, and that is off-putting. And that is why, in my opinion, a lot of people don't like her. I mean, there's obvious reasons why we don't like her, but that's a dynamic about her that's like.
The funny thing is, she'll flat out say, "If you're not giving me resources, I don't have time for it."
It's what she says.
And she's like, because of my history and the things that have happened to me, y'all owe me bank. You owe me. The government owes me way more than they're paying other people. Yeah. And it's
ridiculous that she says stuff like that. But
hey, Black Dragonfly.
She'll look straight
Sunshine Sally, hello.
She'll look straight at somebody, and just
say, what can you do for me?
Yeah, what can you do for me? And that's not likable. And not like my ex is likable, but she will interact and listen. And when people go, you need to do this, you need to try to do this, you need to try to better yourself.
You can fuck right off with that.
And Letitia's like, I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to do any of that.
When the manager of the gym tells her she can't just use them for showers and go into the bathroom, she was like, calling corporate. That's her famous thing. I'm calling corporate. And he said, I'm just going to turn off your access to the... You can't... I am a disabled citizen. And he turned off her key card access.
So I think that's the thing about Letitia that I noticed is that she'll come on, not very different than other people living in their car. Black Bigelow living in his car. A few people that live in their car.
Successfully.
And just looks straight at the camera and tells everybody to F off. And it's like, what?
And can I just say, Wax Boss, welcome. But every time I see your user ID, it reminds me that I want to drive to European Wax and do the waxing thing. But it's a long ways away. So it's like that always, I see Wax Boss and I'm like, I want to do that. I need to make time to do that.
Wax your butt. Got it.
But no, it's Wax Boss is her name. But that is when she was riding with the Beast, they would call her Wax Boss.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, hey, Just Being Me. The other, I don't think Just Being Me and Philly are friends anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, we got the next one that we have to cover, but I know this is a split thing, and we're doing it for your amusement, guys. We're here for you tonight. Billy Nowhere, lean in. You did a 3-part tweet that I wouldn't have even known about, except it came up on someone's feed and they sent it to me, and he was talking about a date gone wrong. Is that right?
I think he said his coworkers set him up with a blind date, but listen, it's a whole lie, first of all, when you read it. So the blind date, they're in her kitchen, and she's taking stuff out of the dishwasher. And
putting it someplace.
Anyway, have y'all had enough of him yet? I mean, seriously, have you had enough of that?
And that's another one, whether you like him or you don't like him. Let me just say this, y'all.
Let me ask you the question.
Blind date or otherwise.
Yeah.
Let's say whether it's a Match.com or it's a blind date or whatever. Can you imagine sitting across from the table from him? How long would it take before he started crying and walked straight
or
out
just
of the
freaks
restaurant?
out on you.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it would seem like you
Oh, he's
have to
around.
that you have to be on eggshells
You would have
all
to
the
be.
time, and that's what that's kind of what. Anyway,
I'm just that was
it
like
would be it'd be a nerve-wracking experience, wouldn't it?
I don't think it would be a very long date because
No.
it doesn't take him very long to pop completely off.
No,
That's why
completely unhinged.
Completely off. It doesn't take.
And it's kind of like go with the thing with when he called the hotline and called and talked to what's her name, and then okay, so that happened, and I really thought this guy's when I heard that video, that clip, I said this dude's a genuinely good dude. He's a kind-hearted dude.
He's just
but
super sensitive
dude.
Mm-hmm.
And but then he turned around and come back and tried to convince everybody that it was planned. And then apparently, I've been told he called like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, that was when he was calling the Beast on her call-in line, and I think the 3rd time he called in, he cried. Like he kept saying he was doing it to prove a point. And I think the 3rd time he called in, as she was spinning him around, spinning right, he cried.
This is the reason why that it came up is someone floated a tweet where he said Boho and ATX are TT's biggest stalkers, and the reason why he's getting this attention is like, no, bro, you are one of them, and you're calling out people for something that you're doing. There's not a single male around here that interacts and tweets about her more than he does. There's not.
I think he had a little crush on her.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I'm seeing different comments in here. Again, we're the people that for the sake of drama, y'all can be friends with who you want to be friends with. You can do whatever. First of all, it's been dry.
Well, I'm gonna bring up something else.
It's been dry in the community.
I don't know, and I hear people are going after Dravenscript. Don't know enough about him.
He was a rapper.
I don't know about that. I've seen some of the people that have tried to go after Moonbear. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But y'all brought to my attention a picture that someone floated around with Mandi with her midsection exposed. And before we could get going with that, I told Mandi that it has to be just to beware about going back at that person because it just didn't look right. This is a person who's big.
It's Buns.
Yeah, she's a person.
That's who it is.
She's a big
Not
girl.
his ex-wife, Bunny.
Buns. Mm-hmm. She's a big girl. And she was going after Mandi here for being big, and I didn't understand what she had to gain by that. I don't know what her end game was. So I warned Mandi because here's the thing.
And right now I'm her profile picture apparently.
Right. So and I just said to Mandi, just look at where you are in your life and look what's going on. There's something going on that she's trying to draw you in. This is some OG philosophy here. When people start to go after you, she's bigger girl than you are. Yeah. She isn't a very if it was going to go out as attractive as you are. And when this started to go around, people just inundated my inbox with pictures of her mugshots and pictures of her past because she's got enemies. And I just didn't understand why she would come out of left field with what she's doing right now when she's got that history. I just didn't get it. So I warned Mandi. I said, just steer clear of it because it's probably some kind of trap of some sort.
Well, and if y'all haven't, I'm sure most people have seen it or haven't seen it. Most of the time we don't give it any attention because it doesn't have legs to go anywhere if you don't give it a lot of attention. I was taking a picture of the bath salts by the bathtub. And
right, just being who cares?
Thank God I had a bra on. But yes, my midsection got caught in the thing, and y'all know I'm not sensitive about my weight. I could care less. But she and her little, band of people literally found the reflection in that thing, cropped it, and said, nobody's jealous of you or something like that. I've never said that they were. And then someone said, who needs that much Dr. Teal's? And Buns says, elephants have rough skin. Bitch, are you serious?
And she's big. That's
huge.
the problem.
You're a 600-pound lot lizard, and you're gonna go talk about somebody else.
So anyway, I was like, Mandy, just don't go down that rabbit hole, because it just didn't seem. It was just out of left field. I mean, we haven't even been on.
Thank you.
We haven't even been live. We haven't said anything about anybody, but yet you got Billy who puts a tweet out about us, or about her. You got this Buns person who puts a tweet out about, and that's what the attention is for. We don't even have to be live, and people want to go for us, and it's like, it's nice to be relevant. I mean, I hate saying it that way, but we ain't even here. We're out living our lives, and people are saying whatever.
We want to be here more often, but when you've got 18 chickens, a Sawyer Brown,
it's 15 chickens.
15 chickens. Is it 15?
I got a question for anybody that has chickens, because so far we have Ozzy. He's our silky rooster. He's the big guy. I have 4 leghorns. They're gals. I have 3 brown ISAs that they're gals. I had 4. One didn't make it. So I have 7 hens that will be laying in about a month. So then we have some friends that gave us some silkies.
Right, let it go.
So there's 7 silkies out there. Now, how do you tell a male from a female silky when they're little?
Hey, not all who wonder. Yeah,
that's the question. So I have these 7 silkies, little silkies, and I'm not gonna be able to keep them all. And I want to rehome the males, and I want to keep the females for my one rooster. I only want to have one rooster. But it's hard. Somebody told me that the ones with the full mop on their heads are the males, and the ones with the mullets are the females. So, silkies are...
You had a mullet.
I had a mullet, but I'm a male, see?
But but there's a story with that. When they told you, when that commander, that commandeer, whatever, told you to get rid of it, you did a mohawk, right?
Yeah. When I was in college, I was at a military school, my first year of college, because I was a troublesome lad when I was a senior in high school. So my dad made me go to military school. But I always used to keep my hair like out of standards. It'd be a little bit too long. So the assistant commandant told me to go get a haircut. So when he saw me with my uniform on, with my cap on, he saw that I was clean shaven and this and that. And he said, that's what I'm talking about, Curly. Show me that haircut. So I took my hat off, and I had actually gotten a mohawk.
Is he the one that saw you and said, "Oh my God, they let you"?
Yeah, this guy ended up being a 3-star general, and there's a guy named Jim Terry, Lieutenant General Jim Terry. He was a captain at the time when I was a teenager. I ran into him like 15 years later when I was a captain and he was a full bird at Fort Polk, Louisiana. He ended up being a 3-star general.
And you said that you were like, he won't.
I didn't think. He's one of those people, in your life where when in your formative years, when you're a teenager, and they, like a teacher.
Yeah.
And then 15 years later, you see them somewhere, and you don't think there's any way they would recognize you. Mm-hmm. And they do. And they say something to you. And he walked up to me, and I was passing him, and he goes, "Good Lord, they let you in the Army." And that's what he said to me. And it was like, yeah, so I saluted him, and he was like, "I'm coming to see you, Curly."
I've been, like, 20 some odd years later, been in a, in Cedar Park. I might have been with you. I might not have been. This guy approached me and knew exactly who I was. And he said I had given him the wrong phone number on purpose in, like, 1995. Like, he remembered who I was and the situation from 1995. He said we met on 6th Street and we hung out a little bit. It was the days before they could call and verify it was your phone number. And he was like, "You gave me the wrong phone number."
And you're like, oof.
I mean, and I'm like, but you're the one that's been holding on to it since.
Hello, not all who wonder. That's a good name.
It is.
It is a good name.
That one's user is accepted.
Now, Sally said not all who wander, and that would be cool too. Yeah. That would be a cool name as well, but I think it's not all who wonder.
See, and Let It Go had a point too about Bun. She goes, I don't even know who that is. And
Right.
Let It Go's been around for a minute.
People don't know
They
who
don't
she was.
know.
Now the thing about Buns is that I was friends with her back in my a couple years ago, and she there's some people in the community, Katie and was it Yaba and them that did all that called
Called her the Fat
that
Nasty.
used to call her the Fat Nasty, and she was extremely, you know, quite irritated when people would make fun of her weight.
She's
Mandy doesn't care about
don't.
that. That's the other thing. That
I
doesn't
mean, I
get
would
her.
have preferred my midsection hadn't been on whatever, but that has nothing to do with not being comfortable with my weight. It has to do with modesty.
But at some point, this gal, it took about 8 or 9 months where she would take pictures of her with a headband on a on elliptical or on was trying, and we were all, Mandy included. Mandy was a friend of mine at the time, and I remember because I was working at the convenience store in Jacksonville. Everybody was very supportive of her.
She was on a diet for like
And
3 years and
trying, but encouraging her, and then just like that, well, there's a story behind why she doesn't like you, but it's just odd that somebody that is so sensitive about their weight would, out of the blue, would just fat shame and try to fat shame and attack somebody else that is smaller than she is. Anyway.
Hey, I was hoping Beep's Cat would. Beep's Cat,
Beep's Cat can give you, if you ever watch Beep's Cat, she has a whole history of this girl.
That's what, you're lucky, Lot Lizard. I was trying to get a hold of her because she and I are friends. I was going to get a hold of her and do a little history. History 101.
But once again, I kind of reel Mandy in and say, don't go down the rabbit hole.
I mean, and the thing is
don't do it. Life is good. You don't need it.
I could drag her for her forehead right now.
Right.
And I'm not going to.
She's really, not going to drag. It's not a forehead. It's a 5 head. But anyway.
Yeah. No, the only other thing I was going to say about that is someone had said, and if that person is around, you're welcome in this chat, had said something to the effect of that I was basically the same, because what I did was I made... Well, there was a meme of the Beast midsection from that day or the day before, and then the picture of my midsection, and then it said, "Okay, hey Buns, Lot Lizard, let's see yours." And it wasn't even attacking Trisha, and that it was saying both of us are around. If both of us don't, we got a little bit of whatever, so let's see yours, because if you're going to make fun of everybody else and say they have elephant skin and stuff, let me see what you're working with.
I will tell you of anybody that I'll just
she is a 600-pound Lot Lizard. That's what she is.
The people that I have been in a relationship with, Mandy is the most comfortable in her skin of anybody that I've been around. And
it's I've been through, I've had weight loss surgery. I've anybody who's had a weight problem for an inexperienced.
When did you have your weight loss surgery?
2009.
And you don't have to, you can, because I don't even remember what you told me, but how big were you at your biggest? 320 pounds. So she's been big. She's been real big.
And even at 320 pounds, I mean, of course, I was married at the time.
She was still beautiful.
I said...
She was still beautiful.
I can pull more you-know-what in this club than most of you skinny girls. Bang.
Because it's confidence.
It's confidence, and
she's beautiful, and she's got confidence.
Thank you.
And anyway, it was just very perplexing, but this is what we do for each other. We just keep each other.
I let it go.
We just keep each other centered. It's like when that happens, it's like I don't get it.
Okay.
But you just pay attention to me. We'll pay attention to each other, and we don't let it bother us. It's the biggest. No. I mean, I say it all the time. My journey on YouTube has been fairly eventful.
Yeah. It really has.
Just to say the least. As far as being in court, being doxxed, having people come by. It's happened. And what people say a lot, and what I'm culpable for. I mean, I've had quite a journey over the last, like, say 6 years or whatever, however long it's been that we've been on YouTube. And
just an average person.
You just got to remember what's important. It's fun to watch the drama. It's like we were talking about people who, there's some videos circulating about Draven's crypt, and some people are going after him from certain things. And we were saying to Mandy was like, well, what if he comes into the chat? So I don't care if he comes in here. I don't know enough about it nor am I going to spend some energy on some beef that he may have with somebody else.
Can I have some of your Red Bull?
Yeah.
I was looking for water. What about if RSN comes in?
I don't like real stream news. I mean, I'm not going to go after him. I'm not going to attack him. That die has been cast. You guys know what he's been accused of and what he's admitted to. I just think that.
I think it's funny. I like to
if
catch
he
up.
says he doesn't think what he did or his history is creepy. It is. It's a creep. It's a creepy thing.
Well, and Sean has, most men do, but Sean has a particular aversion to what would you say to assault that men who are prone to assault. Not you know what I mean? What would you? That's one of the things, like when you hear Letitia talking about, because this guy didn't call her back, it's right.
I mean that type of stuff bothers me, because there's guys out there like that guy that are assaulting women. Yeah. That are doing that stuff to women. And you've been accused of domestic assault before, and that's not fun. It's not fun, and it's not fun to sit there when it's a new group of people that tend to give her the benefit of the doubt until they see. Mm-hmm. It sucks. But the thing is, she hadn't mentioned it in a really long time, so that's why we've let it go, because she hasn't mentioned it. Yeah. So back to like Real Stream News, he will sit right there and tell you what he did. Mm-hmm. And say that what he did isn't because wrong. She finally gave in and said yes. Yeah, because and you guys know the history. Most of y'all do. If not, y'all can chat about it. And I just said that that's not okay. Coffee, I agree. She's got Letitia has probably, of all of the people that I've seen, and she's not really even in this community, but all the people I've seen, the worst mental illness I think that I've seen in anybody. Or she's trolling. There was a clip that I heard what was going, where she was very manic, and she was saying it was about coffee or something, and that was. She said that the coffee. You guys know that one? Do you guys ever watch her when she's like, woo, and she's just saying stuff? It was very recent, and I'm like, if coffee does that to her, moves her, what do you call it, serotonin level to a certain. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah. If simple coffee does that, then there's something. I'm going to agree. There's just something. An average person says there's a difference between mentally ill and evil, in my opinion. I completely and totally agree. And there can be a combination. I've always said that about the Beast. There is definite mental illness there. There's definitely, but she's also. It's a very good topic, though. She's also evil, and I believe that she's evil. Who, Letitia? No, the Beast. Oh. Sean doesn't give her enough credit. She's like, she's not interesting enough. Well, I mean, I think I have an interesting perspective looking and watching Letitia, having been what I've been through. I think I can look at it. No, Ricky is right. She says it's sad to watch Letitia, because then you can watch Trashy to calm yourself down. It's kind of, but my subjective mind, my subjective opinion on her comes from a history that you guys know. So I think that, like, if you listen to what Owl says about Letitia, as accurate and because Owl does her homework on it. And as well as she speaks, because she speaks very well, that thing about. But she uses words in wrong places. That always. No, I'm talking about Owl, though. Oh no! I'm saying when she was doing the little thing about Letitia, the problem, and it's not a problem. It's just it's not oxymoron, not maybe a paradox or whatever. Y'all figure out the word for me. Is because of the drama community that we're in, that type of vlog is, in a sense, an endorsement, not a positive endorsement, because we watch disturbing, crazy stuff around here. Mm-hmm. So kind of like it kind of got a lot of people to go over there and take a look, because we're going to watch a train wreck. And I have to say, the hardest part about it is, and I know a lot of you in here would agree, Sally probably pretty much for sure, we would take that baby for her.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no questions asked, no, you know what I mean? Like
we're a couple that would
we'll
love
take
to
it.
have a child. The biological clock is ticking, and we would love to have one. And it's a challenge for us monetarily,
You
to
just
do that.
you have to
And,
chip away at it, and as you can get the
and
money
and
to
part of the reason why we're working the
see
way we're
selling.
working is to try to move towards that. And then when you see somebody that has that gift, it's I mean, we can go way down a rabbit hole of pregnancy and unwanted pregnancies and people that want to have children and this and that. But yeah, I mean, it's
basically what
it's a
happened.
gift.
And I'm watching the stuff that you're saying too. I usually like to respond to most of what people say, but I lose track of what I was going to say. I think Al finally laid it out, or maybe it was, there's this new person, Adonis, who's also covering that. Adonis and Al kind of do the same thing, and I've seen, they have said that her plan was, someone said, hey, get knocked up by a military guy.
Which is another parallel.
Get knocked up.
When you think of somebody that is using that. And
you
know how Letitia talks about honor, and military men are supposed to have honor, and they don't because of this or that. And then
I should do a poll.
It's yet another person that we see that uses pregnancy and sexuality and the womb as sort of a weapon.
Yeah, I want to use. Oh, I don't even know what that means. I accidentally something about clip. I was gonna do a poll. I thought you were able to do a poll, but someone.
And it's tough because the phone doesn't really work real well on this one.
Someone asked a good question, and this appears to be legit. Who actually thinks that she may not even be pregnant?
At first, I didn't think so. There's
a lot of people. Yeah. Hey,
it's hard to tell.
Hey, Nelson, how are you? How many people here think that she's not even pregnant?
Hey, Nelson. That
it's your body can form the sac and everything by convincing itself that it is pregnant. But everyone says that someone had said, and what's kind of sad.
Presley straight up just said she's not pregnant.
Yeah, I mean,
and she's an incredible troll, guys. If nothing else, sick or whatever you want to say about her, she
thinks she's the most beautiful.
I'm a cute girl. She always says,
sometimes she'll say I'm ugly, and then sometimes when what gets me is when she says nope. See, a lot of people say no. Hysterical pregnancy. I've heard that. What when she says, I just want someone to rub my feet and someone to hold me, tonight. That's all I want. And instead, guys, you meet guys on Tinder and Bumble, and they don't want to hold you and rub your feet.
I found that out, right?
You cultivate a relationship, and that happens. And that's how that works. So I guess there's professional cuddling sites.
I guess.
And then, so you show up in whatever. No man is paying for cuddling.
No.
They're like, I can do that with my wife.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do think that I do think someone hurt her badly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
most people that have done a little thing about her, that have done some research, and they're giving all kind of agree. Something happened. I mean, she could have easily been born with something, but something happened to her to manifest what she is.
And can someone tell her to quit saying the word menses, copulate, fornicate? Those are all icky words from health class that you shouldn't be saying.
But there's a reason why she uses
fellatio.
Those instead of...
Hey, Lindsay, fellatio.
Instead of the slang words that we all use. There's a reason why she does that. That's part of the...
And I don't think that I'm neither Sean nor I think that we are like the most brilliant people in the world. But one of the subjects that I did really well in was grammar and English and grammar and that kind of thing. So when people use these words and they try to fit them in to the thing and they misuse them, like not you know what I mean? Like misuse what they even mean.
Yeah.
That sticks out to me as someone who is desperately faking it till they make it. And there's someone else who does that, who uses words that incorrect, just a little bit incorrectly, and you can tell they ain't about nothing. And I know that sounds pretentious, but you guys
there's
know
a
what
lot
I'm
of
talking
parallels,
about. Yeah.
and it's just the delivery is different, and there are people that look at one person a certain way and look at this one
and that
completely
in that
differently,
way.
only because of how their delivery is on there. And it's a lot of like.
She's.
By the way, guys, these are my new Armani glasses.
I didn't know they were Armani. I knew
Yeah,
we
look.
paid a lot of money when we walked out the door.
Shit, lot of money.
There's no. I'm just gonna be totally honest. We walked out of Target with 6 months worth of contact lenses and a pair of glasses for $500,
Yeah.
and that's with vision insurance.
That was with the insurance.
We got hosed,
Yep.
y'all.
And if you had seen us, I think it was on either
Justice,
Thursday or Friday. We were both dog tired, and the appointment was for like 6 o'clock.
And we didn't want to. We just didn't.
We went in there, and it was like they were trying to find the insurance. They finally found some, and so it was like $80 for the exam, $80 for the fitting. Then I bought 6 months worth, and before you know it, it's like the grand total is like $520.
Finally, you're just like, okay, we'll be broke. Here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this back and get.
Hey, Mayor's daughter. I just found one of the bars of soap still in the package that you sent me that I'm going to use in the bathtub. That was a cool gift. You sent 3 and I used 2. They got military term names.
Do they?
Yeah, you've seen it. You probably just don't remember. Those of you who didn't, Presley, her granddaughter graduated today. I saw a picture. Absolutely beautiful. Looks so much like her. Hey, country lady. Ingrid, I still can't talk straight. But you know what I mean? Like, remember when on the chalkboard they would write out the sentences and say, come correct the sentence? You know what I mean? I was good at that. Now, math, was not my best. But I tell you what, back in the day when I had a month's worth of pills I had to make work, I could do that like an abacus. I'd be like, okay, we're going to do 2 here. Let's push these 3. No, okay. No. We're going to need to put 1.
Yeah, and then it's like.
I'm not making fun of drug use. I'm just saying, those of you.
You're allowed. I mean, you've been down. You've been on that journey and came out the other side. So
but at that gas station today, there was a guy
okay.
Who pulled
So
up.
I worked today, and as I was leaving work, and I contacted Mandi, and we found out we were on the same part of town in Dawsonville. So I just said, I'll meet you here, and it was a parking lot of a gas station.
All irrelevant, but a good background.
But it's a good, and so as we put in there's a dude literally in the car next to us on a vape, and he passes out with his car door open.
Sweetie, I don't think it was a vape. I think it was a pipe.
Well,
it was a meth pipe.
I think it was something like fentanyl though that he was smoking.
And he just was like,
no, you left. You went.
But this is what's interesting. I watched. I pulled in because I went to get my tea.
Did you see me go up to him?
I did.
Okay.
But you catch up on that.
All right.
It was definitely kind of where we're at as a society with the fentanyl epidemic. His door was open. He was nodding all the way almost down to the thing. But what's interesting at the time...
Hey, Brand Michelle.
I was really, really missing my kids. And my son, he's stationed in Colorado, missing him. And then, like, I saw that happening in the car next over probably a kid about my son's age. And I thought, oh, wow, that definitely puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, my son's in the military.
So Daria Monica says, so cute, you guys keep it fresh by meeting in gas station parking lots. The very first thing I do when I get off of work is figure out
my tea.
Well, yeah, but I try to figure out how much longer I have to be before seeing her. Am I going to go straight home? Do I have to drive out to Dahlonega to her work? Do I have to stop and get stuff? But when I leave work and get into my car, I'm pulling my phone out and sliding into the driver's seat, and I'm either calling you or texting you, and I'm trying to find out, is it going to be, if I drive straight home, it's about 20 minutes. Is it going to be an hour? Do you need me to do anything? That is what I want to do, is to get home to her. And I work 6 days a week, so it happens a lot.
Yeah. You said
You know.
slide.
Huh?
You said slide.
I said slide.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, because you talking about your phone.
I slide into the driver's
dirty.
seat. It did.
Except we've traded cars for a while. I'm driving.
Yeah, she's driving
the truck.
She's driving my truck, and I'm driving the other car because you're working on the farm.
I know you would think, right?
So she's got, you got to know a little bit about where Mandi works. It's a whole like area that these people own. So she was watching one of the family's dogs, as there was like a tertiary thing that she was doing, and to get up to their driveway, it's this gravel road to get up there, and it's not never been improved. It's just, and there's a cabin up there, and she's trying to fly up there in the Kia, and it's bottoming out and stuff like that, and she's got to go up there, and there's other places that she needs to go on this property, so I just gave her the truck. Well, she has that contract.
Just an average. Yeah. There was a scream abuse, and they're talking about. I'm glad y'all are talking about Leticia, because I don't watch her as much as I used to, but I'm interested to see other people's opinions about if she's pregnant, if she's capable of hurting that child, if whatever. But back to the thing that I did last week? There was the letting the dogs out a few times a day for one member of the family. Then there was going to, I'm a caregiver to that main thing. And then there was also, then I was nannying for another family member in the same property in the evenings. So it was, and all of it, all of it is roughage.
I cannot read with my glasses, so I'm trying to.
I know.
So Daria says, Sean saying we have been married happily married since 1998. It's true love. This is true love. I mean, even when there's drama, even all that, but at the end of the day, and all y'all that have been with the same person for all these years that sit back and go, yeah, you guys know, and there's something that you guys know about it, and so, and you guys normally say you see it. I didn't find it until I was 50.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
and
I'm looking at
it. It landed in your lap.
It landed right in my lap. You can come to Austin. So Presley says the Cubbies finally won today. Yeah, they're I'd say they're kind of rebuilding this year.
Lady.
The problem with the Braves but the Braves were under 500 until the All-Star break, and then they took off. So it's really too early to tell for any team.
Hot.
Yep, Sunshine Sally said married 29 years in July.
Angela, you are gonna find somebody. You're too beautiful and funny, and it just has to happen.
Oh, Daria says you guys are for eternity. Yes.
Yeah, we're pretty sickening as far as how we feel about each other and public displays of affection.
Mayor's daughter, 35 years.
Wow.
Yep. Michelle, almost 18. I'm just reading everyone's doing their years. 18 for Michelle.
We posted it. We're trying to do a new channel intro, and I really want to use the song Bless the Broken Road and try to get permission to do it. But I heard even if you write to whoever owns it, Sony or whoever owns it, they'll give you permission and then they'll still block it.
Belt Loop says 34 years. I'm just reading everybody because I appreciate you guys. Country Lady, 23 years and going strong.
I'm Hippie Peace Chick. Hey, watching for years.
Cool.
That's good to see you, Lindsay. Let's see, Justice. I just celebrated. Yeah, so it does happen, and y'all are going. I guess there's that to be 50 and to finally find it.
Hey, Lindsay.
I'm not 50, but I understand what he's saying. It's it becomes a no-brainer. However people may feel about how the relationship started with
I mean that situation, happened the way it happened.
Who I was with and this and that. And it was a no-brainer when it came down to it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I had to be with him for the rest of my life. So that's kind of you had a little bit of a different situation. You were getting paroled from the devil.
Yeah, but still I had no idea. Yeah. I mean, the growth, it's the things that are important to me now as the things that I thought were important 3 years ago, it's different. And I always say this. I say this to my parents. I
Oh,
say this
Mandi.
to anybody. It's just the only. I mean, everything happened for a reason to meet when we met. It happened for a reason, including YouTube, because we met on YouTube, and but I just feel like I'm doing the things now at 52 that I should have been doing when I was at 42.
Yeah.
Because, and that's the only thing. Time, I'm talking about like professionally and all that. At 42, biologically to have a child would have been a lot more time on our side. To do that, and but other than that, I'm right where I want to be. And
another conundrum is how many people have had your dog's rabies expire like 2 days before, and the groomer won't take this has a point, won't let your dog be groomed, which makes sense. They've got rules for these sorts of things, but then you've got to try to get your dog into the vet, and then you've got to try to schedule it, and then by all the time that happens, it's like a month later. Show these people your dog. He's finally had his rabies.
Belt loop. I still. They said, "What kind of work are y'all in?" I mean, I really don't want to put it out there, but I contract with. It's something that helps me add on to my federal years. So,
look,
yeah.
Show these people. Show these people this.
Look at this hairy dog.
He's like, I'm asleep, Dad. Okay, so a month later, after we took him to get groomed, and they said he literally, his rabies expired 3 days ago, and then we had to get him in, and now he's gonna get groomed here next Saturday. But look at this, he's back to being Willie Nelson. Look at him, and he's got yellow paws because he checks on his chickens, and his chickens have hay that's wet, and it makes his paws yellow.
Yay. And yeah, because
we have,
well, you guys that have been in Georgia, I know, Sally, you said you've alluded to the fact that you know a lot about Cumming, Georgia. You know the red clay.
He's a police officer.
So.
Not looking for a business name, just a general idea. You're a police officer. I know a place where you can get guaranteed poontang, and this if you're a police officer and around these parts.
Yup, there's people in the South. I'm gonna be like,
and it's interesting though because there are badge bunnies, and then there's ID card chasers. Like there's women that love different types of uniform, and usually they're pretty much. And then there's a group of women who just love professional, good fitting suit. They're attracted to that. So, I'm glad you're happily married, Belt Loop. That was a crass joke to say, but, sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, she's got police officers in her family, and I have them in mine. I have uncles and nephews that are police officers. Her brother's a police officer, so. We're not telling you anything you don't know.
I forgot about that. Sally lived in Cumming for 2 years, and then in Peachtree City. I forgot about that. We went to the Target Cumming Target for that.
Hey, Sally, did you remember the street?
Yes.
The street school, the playhouse. Did you guys ever do that? Where they do the plays. What do they call it?
It's the school
street playhouse. The old school in Cumming, downtown.
And they have, it's Tam's, and then downstairs is Tam's.
Tam's is the restaurant downstairs. Did you guys ever do that? So we like to go, I mean, yes, we see plays. We go to see plays and musicals. When we go to Cumming, if we're not going there to like the collection to go shopping or something, it'll be to go to like Tam's and to see a play.
She said
we're
yes,
just up this, yeah. So we saw A Christmas Carol. And then we saw Separate Lives. I think we talked about that. And I take her there. But there's a lot to do. We're in Dawsonville, right up the street.
That's a good, for people who are like looking for like the classic like date night that and you're not so much into movies or whatever, dinner and a play. If you can find a community playhouse, that's like. And
I say this jokingly because when we went to go see Separate Lives, I think we were the youngest and straightest couple there. Remember I said that? We were at 50, me and her in her 40s, and I don't know.
No, but there were some
older people too. There were some older people, but it was a very eclectic crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, and I found that interesting because I like that stuff. I like plays. I like musicals.
And I love that
You
he
know.
loves to take me out.
Yeah. And it'll be something like it's a Friday and, you know, what do you want to do? I mean, Saturday is the one day of the week where neither of us have to work.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be off a day, but I got to work or vice versa and stuff like that. Saturday is our day. So on Friday, we'll be like, you want to catch a bite to eat at Tam's and go watch the show, whatever they got going. And we do it. And then we can sleep in on Saturday. We don't have to get up.
Look at this puppy.
Hey, you.
He goes, I need a haircut. I don't know who's talking to me because I am just a little Shih Tzu. I didn't mean to interrupt with the puppy time. I was just thinking, hopefully, you know how adorable this puppy is.
It's a Papa Power right here, Papa Power. I mean, one of these days, do you put pictures of the chickens on Twitter, or is that something I should do?
I have, but you can.
And we told them that they were going to have a journey for their chickens, but we really haven't done it. We were actually thinking about putting a camera in there.
That's what
and
those
so
of
like
you who
like
use,
a like a live cam.
Well, I was going to say those of you
do.
who use cameras outside, like of your residence, which is a good security measure. Yeah, this is a good security. Which one do you use? So you have chickens too. Which ones do you use that are best for all weather? Because it's not going to get like directly hit with precipitation, but it could. There's so many choices that when we were at Lowe's of like, because we're just now looking to be like.
Because a lot of people take their camera and they put it under their what do you call it, their gutter, like that little piece. Mm-hmm. And so we could put one there. That's kind of close. Yeah, the overhang. And then the inside of the chicken coop is, I mean, I can walk directly through the door. That's how big the door is. So it's like an 6.5 feet tall and like 8 feet.
An awning, that's good.
And then we have an 8x8 cage on the outside. And I want to put more to it. Mandy kind of likes it the way it is without adding to it.
Well, I mean, if they need more space, they need more space.
Get bigger,
But
I mean, pretty soon when they're big enough, in another month and a half, I'll let them out into the front yard for the day, and they, and then. But right now they're too little.
Did I put the video on when I was driving the golf cart at work of the rat snake crossing the path?
I don't think you did.
I'll put it on there later. This thing must have just. First of all, I hate any kind of snakes, but I was coming back from some piece of the property, going down it is paved. There's one paved road through the entire property, and there is a huge black snake across the thing. So I'm like, and
you guys know that black snakes they're harmless to us, but they're big. And if you don't like snakes, they're big.
So I stopped and then I would like rev the engine of the golf cart and I was like, move. And it like wouldn't move. And then, I was even like cussing at it. I was like, move. And so finally.
Bye, Sally. Sally's got to go. Dinner's ready. Have fun.
Bye, Sally. This is my thought process. If it had been a cottonmouth. A rat snake, fine. I can just zip right past it. It's going to do whatever. A cottonmouth, you zip right past a cottonmouth and it'll freaking lunge and keep coming at you. And golf carts don't go that fast.
There was a big old rat snake here, and it was going across. And I was driving back to work. I was working a split, so I was going back to work at about.
No snake, exactly.
It was about 1 PM, and this old boy had to be. It was pretty long. It was probably 5 feet long. And I wasn't paying attention, and when I looked, it was right there in the road. So I ran over the back end of it, and I felt pretty bad about that. So I was like, oh my God, maybe if I help it off the side of the road, because I'm not really scared of snakes, I can get him so he doesn't get smushed, and maybe he'll live. I turned the car around and went back. That son of a gun was looking back, and he just kept it moving. I ran that thing straight over with 2 of my wheels. Right in the back end of it, like the back foot. He didn't even miss a beat. He was a little pissed, but he kept slithering along.
Yeah, I would be best of luck to you. I can't. Hopefully you don't get smushed too much. I was looking at Presley. Bye, Presley. Have an amazing evening. I'm so proud of your granddaughter. She looked beautiful. I know you're so proud of her.
Yes, girl.
We went on early. I know Moon Bear is going on at 7:30, I think. So that's why, no allegiances, no whatever, but we did that so that we could give the time to that so she can do her thing. But there was just, we wanted to let a few people know that they needed to lean in.
Yeah, I mean,
If
you got, here's the
I
thing.
think Billy Nowhere, if you need a pacifier, I'll send you a binky.
Here's the thing. Y'all send us like clips of this, in this and that, and I don't want you guys to be like upset if we don't go after people. It's just pretty. Isn't it crazy though how Mandy and I have been? The last vlog we did was about what, 5 weeks ago, I think, 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Sorry, Papa.
We did those 2 in the one night, and that's it. So it's she's on Twitter with y'all a little bit, and I kind of am not. And then still people have comments, and they still have to, and whatever. It's just, to me, it's like, wow. So that was what it was all about. And I brought up the buns thing because I'm going to defend my wife. I just thought it was odd.
He finally has a wife who accidentally got caught with inner skivvies.
Yeah, I know, right? Boobs weren't out. But,
He's like, he finally had a wife who wasn't like, well, no, I did it on purpose. I put it out on purpose. But anyways, no, I'm not going to make big promises about when we'll be back because I'm never able to keep them. But hopefully.
But you know what? I mean, I would like to.
Do our old school.
Monday is like, tomorrow is a long day for both of us. And we make way too many promises to keep doing this. We said before we were going to do this. Maybe we'll be back the next night. 5 weeks ago.
I know.
So, but you guys are still here, and you guys still come to watch. So, I like doing it.
Me too.
But
Sawyer Brown wants to go outside.
Oh, okay. I
will
got
talk
that
to you
look.
guys.
It's like it's time for Sawyer. You need to go potty? You go see chickens?
He's like, you want to see chickens?
You want to go see chickens?
Like, he says, yeah, I gotta check on my chickens. Go check on your chickens.
We're gonna check on the chickens.
You want to check on your chickens?
You want to check on them? You hear him?
Anyway, we'll see.
You
He
hear
wants
him?
to check on his
Sawyer
chickens.
Brown, come on. Oh,
You want to check on your chickens?
Let's go to chickens.
Anyway, see you guys later.
We'll see you
Bye.
guys.